Hey guys, I wanted to create a training for you this week and really jump into the strategy behind using Reels. I think it's so important these days to definitely be taking advantage of Reels, especially if you own a business or have a side hustle or what have you. Having an online presence is definitely critical, and Reels is one of the top ways to definitely increase your exposure online, to generate more leads, to generate more sales, and to build brand awareness. And so I totally wanted to share with you this quick little training that I did about the strategy of using Reels. And so this will be about a 15 to 20 minute training, and it's going to cover the strategy behind using Reels and the big picture strategy for using Reels on social media, and how to begin to think about your profile or your business page as one big funnel for social media. In today's training, this training will be streamed live, but I won't actually be live during the stream. However, I will be in the comments so that I can answer any questions that you may have as you're listening to the training. So definitely drop your questions below if you have any questions throughout the training. So let's go ahead and dive into the training that I have prepared for you today. And so the next area is going to be the strategy with using Reels. In this section, you will learn how to take advantage of using Reels and the strategy behind them to help you to grow your audience. And so right here, this is always an example that I really love giving to explain the strategy of Reels. Reels are like the food court at the mall. Now, I don't know how many people are still going to the mall and, you go to the food court and all that fun stuff. But like back in the day when I used to go to the mall, I'd always go to the food court, and it was always the best because each restaurant in the food court always had a person out there handing out samples to their restaurant in hopes to get you to purchase something from their restaurant. And so the really cool thing was you got to decide, okay, what do I want, to experience today, And so your Reels are just like the food court at the mall. They give your audience a taste of your content in small bite-sized pieces. And so it allows them to kind of try you out and sample you and see what you're all about. Like, what is your content talking about? What do you have to offer? And if they like you and if they trust you and all of that, and they can kind of start to get a feel for that over just watching a few of your Reels. And so that's why it's really important to be putting your best foot forward whenever you're creating Reels, and you always are keeping your ideal person in the back of your mind, because that's the person you want to be talking to and speaking to and getting in front of, and hopefully, getting that person to like you or to follow you and all of that fun stuff. And so that's why Reels are super powerful. They are quickly to help you to grow your brand and your business. And I can tell you that a Reel or a video will convert a person a lot faster than just a static post on your Facebook wall or wherever you're posting something. A video is going to convert faster and quicker than any kind of static post or picture. So just keep that in mind. And so once you get an idea of what type of content your audience responds to, you really want to double down on that type of content, because that's your audience telling you what they want to learn, what they like, what they need more of. And so the more you provide that, it's going to start to create this really great, symphony of a relationship. And so a lot of times you'll begin to have people come to you, depending on what your niche is, of asking, hey, do you have a way I can work with you? Or do you have something that I can purchase that could help me with this specific issue? So it really depends on your niche and that realm of things. But the more you start showing up with your audience, and the more you start showing your audience what you know and what you have to offer, the more they're going to want to reach out to you and, start working with you and taking advantage of your offers and your deals. And the really cool thing about Reels is it actually attracts people to you, and you're not having to really go out and find people to hear more about your products and your services and what you have to offer. You're just able to kind of show up and provide it through a Reel that is a lot more enjoyable of an experience to learn what a person's all about and what they have to offer. And so the more that you start showing up and speaking to your ideal person and your audience, this is going to start to grow you, because you're going to start reaching a wider group of people that are now interested in what it is that you have to offer, because they're going to be attracted to you. Because of course the way the algorithm works is, hey, this type of person is watching this video and they like this video, well, this other type of person would probably like and watch this video. So that, the algorithm will start to push your content out to more people. And ultimately, overall, this is going to help you to start to grow and reach a wider audience who is actually interested in what it is you have to offer. Whenever you start doubling down and focusing on the content that people are really liking and enjoying, it just really sets that whole train reaction off of, hey, these type of people are liking this type of content and they're watching this type of content. We need to push it and get this in front of other people. And so that's basically the strategy of your Reels and what you kind of want to be focused on when you're creating your Reels. At the end of the day, it's about your ideal person and what do they need most. And it may take a little bit of time of you creating several different types of videos and seeing what your audience kind of likes and starts to gravitate more towards. And then you kind of just refine it as you go week to week. And this is something I have to do constantly each week, is go back and look at any type of Reels that I have created and say, okay, what performed the best? And now what do I need to do next week? How can I use this information this week and create more Reels next week to kind of go along with this topic or elaborate maybe deeper on a specific topic. So let's move on to the next area. And so in this section, this is the big picture strategy for using Reels on social media. And so when it comes to creating Reels, I want you to think of it just like compound interest. The more Reels you start to create over time, the more your audience and your views will start to grow. So that is demonstrated right here in this graph. So as you see, the turquoise color is new viewers, the light pink is current viewers, and the existing viewers are the hot pink color. And this just shows with each video that you do, you start with just your current viewers and new viewers, and then it'll grow from just your current viewers to new viewers to existing viewers. And with each reel that you begin to create, you will begin to see, okay, my audience is starting to grow. So instead of only having 10 views this time, I had 20, and that will start to grow slowly as you start creating reels over time. So a lot of times people ask, okay, so what is a good number of reels to create each week? And my suggestion is whatever amount of reels that you can commit to doing consistently. So consistently does not mean every Monday at 3 o'clock I'm going to post a reel. That means no, I can commit to doing 3 reels each week, every single week, without burning myself out and without like feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just burning the candle at both ends. So I would start at the lower end. So ideally 3 to 5 reels each week is what would be a great starting point. But if you're like, you know what, I'm just getting started with this, I don't understand reels, if it's going to be something that's really hard and a lot to kind of get your head wrapped around initially, I would start with, okay, I'm going to do 1 reel a week, and then I'll start adding more as I get more comfortable, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure and feel like, man, I did 3 reels last week, but then this week I can only do 1 reel. I've got too much going on. So you want to take into consideration your schedule, your life, and how much you're going to need to kind of learn and get around as far as the learning curve with implementing reels into your social media marketing. And so, like I said, ideally 3 to 5 reels a week would be ideal. And they don't have to be like these great, amazing, thought out, overproduced type reels. It can be very simple reels that you loop, and we'll get more into that later on in the module. And so you just want to be consistent with wherever you start. And by being consistent with wherever you start, that's going to, like I said, start to create that compound result over time. And so you as the business owner, you want to focus on measurable metrics that matter to you as the business owner, such as growing your email list, increasing your sales, and building relationships. Views and followers are vanity metrics that matter to social media platforms. They don't matter as much to you as a business owner using social media as a marketing tool. It's important to focus on your business goals rather than chasing these vanity metrics, because if you chase the vanity metrics, you're going to be like that little hamster on the hamster wheel that's constantly running after the dangling carrot, and you're never hitting the dangling carrot. You're just running and creating all this content, and you have no idea why you're creating content. So anytime you're creating content, whether it be a reel, whether it be a post, or whatever it is that you're putting out there, you need to know and understand, why am I creating this, and what is the end result that I want to happen from this piece of content that I have created and that I'm putting out there. And so that, I just want you to kind of keep that in mind, because like I said, a lot of times that's where we all get caught up in the whole social media rut. And so I want you to think of your Facebook page as one huge funnel, because at the end of the day, that's really what it is. And it's broken down into 5 different areas inside of that funnel. And so what a funnel does is it allows you to authentically share your products and services and nurture your audience. It's a lot more palatable way to kind of share what you do and who do you help. And at the end of the day, we just got to get in front of people, and social media is kind of the standard at this point of the way people share what it is that they do, who do they help, and how do they help them. And so if you look at this right here, I have it all broken down into the funnel. And so if you look at this over here, this is basically your Facebook funnel. And so if you look over here to the right, this is basically how your Facebook page funnel is broken down. And so the top of your funnel is going to be your Facebook Reels. It's going to be the quickest, fastest way to get in front of people and start getting noticed. And so the way I like to break this down, you'll see right here, I'm going to explain these little graphics that I have in here, but this is like you sitting on your front porch and the cars are going by down the road, and you're just trying to wave and, stop them and get them to stop and talk to you for a second. And the way that you kind of wave and get people to kind of stop their scroll, to stop and talk to you, or in this case, stop their scroll, is to basically have something that's going to be catchy enough and show stopping enough to make them stop and watch. And so that's what a Facebook Reel does. It starts drawing people in. And then your Facebook image post, so these are going to be shareable posts, savable content, infographics, quotes, lists, any type of informational type content that you can put out there, freebies, all of that. And that's going to be something that you kind of post on your wall, because this is going to be nurturing the audience that you currently already have. And this is kind of like the people that are sitting on your front porch. They've stopped and started talking to you, and now they're sitting on your your front porch and, hanging out and chit-chatting back and forth. And they're learning from you and connecting with you and all of that fun stuff. The next level of the funnel are your Facebook Lives. This is going to be inside of your Facebook groups. This is going to be where you nurture your community and you start to grow and help them learn and help people with certain very specific problems that are related to your niche. That's where you're going to be doing those Facebook Lives, which is inside of your Facebook community, which is like inviting them inside of your house and them sitting inside of your living room, because this is more, they're able to kind of ask you questions in a live. The next area is your Facebook stories. This is a nurturing tool, and this is allowing you to also connect with people and relate to people and for them to kind of see the behind the scenes of your life. And so this is people that is generally already friends with you. They already know, like, and trust you. And so this just helps to build and deepen that relationship even more, because they're like, oh man, she drinks that drink. I love those drinks and I drink those all the time. Oh, she's mixing it like that. I didn't think to do that. And so it just shows different aspects of you and your personality, and it just helps your audience to get to know you better and differently. And then the bottom of the funnel is the DMs. This is Messenger. And so this is where you're going to basically be answering somebody's question, and you're kind of setting, this is like coffee chats or you on the phone with them having a conversation. You're directly talking to this person. You're answering their questions. You're going over any concerns that they have. You're basically doing all of the customer service end of things. And so your DMs are basically your customer service, your connection, your selling, and your closing. And so after a person has kind of went through all these different levels, you can imagine it's a whole lot easier to close a sale because they went through all of these levels of the funnel through your Facebook page. And that is why using your Facebook page or your Facebook profile to market your business is so critical and so important and such a great tool for marketing, because it connects with your audience in a way that a lot of businesses haven't ever been able to do without social media. So that is the good thing about social media, is it has brought that way to connect with your audience and your customers in a whole different way, in a whole different realm. And it builds that connection with the owner, the brand, the business a lot stronger, because now they're seeing a lot of different aspects of the business through just following you on social media. So that kind of breaks all that down. And if you totally found all of this helpful, you can totally dive into more training and check out my new course on Getting Real with Reels. This course is going to help you to easily attract more customers to you, bring in more sales and leads, and show you how to do this step by step. And the great part about this course is it's super comprehensive. It comes with a 147-page workbook to make it super easy for you to follow along with, but also to reference back to anything that I covered in that book. And so definitely check that out at www.gettingrealwithreels.com. And